So, with that win, Brock Lesnar, of course, made an appearance the next night on Raw. And that was, of course, to accept the brand new WWE Championship. Did they still bill it as WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
I'm not sure now that
I
you
can't
mention
remember
it.
if they said that or just WWE Championship, but I'm going to say WWE World Heavyweight Championship, as that's been the vernacular
It's what we
for
know.
however long now. Exactly. So, any thoughts on the new championship? Just not really surprised, happy that it's one belt, anything like that?
It's kind of sad to see the World Heavyweight Championship go, but you knew it was coming, and it's just the old title with the new logo. There's nothing really special about it. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not this big sweeping change.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy that it's back to one championship. I do enjoy the two belt things, and of course, even as far back as when Jericho had the Undisputed Championship, he always had the best two belt entrance, I think, out of anyone.
Yes.
So, I enjoyed that they had the two belts kind of stick around for a while, but I think it was kind of time to just go back to one championship. They had enough time to let it sink in that the titles were unified, and now it's time to just kind of have one belt. It's simpler. A lot of guys, Randy Orton, Cena kind of having a tough time cutting promos and trying to hold two belts up and all that.
Well, Cena had a pretty good system going on, the whole wrap behind the neck thing.
He did, but I think it just kind of gets cumbersome, and it's time to just have nice one clean belt, and that's the main title. So I'm happy that it's there, and not only do we have the belt change, it's now officially that new WWE logo everywhere. Even it's already on Titan Towers now. They even got the flag with the $9.99 underneath, so it's all there. The new TV display, their kind of interface with the name bars and everything is all changed. I like the look.
It's a lot cleaner. Like, the old Raw look was very rugged and had a lot of lines to it. This is a lot cleaner and smoother.
Yeah, and they kind of have these stage light kind of text for the names. It's kind of like lights. I think it's cool, and the whole signature thing in the bottom right corner. Now it kind of blends better with the USA logo. It's kind of that faded white. It looks a lot cleaner than kind of that the scratch logo with the red. Exactly, the red underline and everything. So overall, I'm happy with the new logo and how it looks on everything. So I'm happy to see those changes. We got one belt now, so just everything's been kind of cleaned up.
And the best part about that belt? We won't see it very much until WrestleMania, probably.
That's true. We literally have no idea what's going to happen with Brock Lesnar and the frequency in which he defends championships.
So here's a question. How often do you expect him to show up?
Honestly, I have no idea. The only thing that we can hope to guarantee is that Night of Champions, he has no choice but to defend it, since that's really the one pay-per-view that he has to, with every single championship being on the line. So I think that's a good start to at least have him defend it right out of the gate, at the next pay-per-view, since he's literally just become champion. After that, I have no idea.
Survivor Series, maybe, and probably not till the Royal Rumble, honestly.
At the very least, I think we'd hope that it would be Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Anything there, WWE tends to kind of fall off the wagon, if you will, after Night of Champions, and things just kind of coast until we get to the Royal Rumble. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just kind of got a slew of subpar pay-per-views until the Royal Rumble happened. But you never know. I'd hope Survivor Series, it still is kind of a big four, maybe.
It doesn't feel like a big four anymore, but it's like
they still sort
it's
of
number four of the big four.
Oh, absolutely. I'd actually put Money in the Bank above it, but they, as far as they want to believe, Survivor Series is, part of their big four. But, we'll see if they treat it like one and actually have Lesnar defend the championship. But, that's totally up in the air. We all have literally no idea. So, this is new for all of us, and we'll see what happens.
Maybe that's part of the reason why they moved Battleground, because that's now another pay-per-view that they're like it wasn't another pay-per-view where the champion wouldn't be on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a reasonable explanation. Well, but either way, I mean we still get Hell in a Cell in between Night of Champions, I believe, and then we'll see what happens at Survivor Series. So it could be as long as 3 pay-per-views straight without a WWE World Heavyweight Championship defense, assuming, of course, that he defends it at the Royal Rumble. Or it could be maybe every other pay-per-view. Who knows? I'd hope it's at least at the Big Four, but we'll see. But, I mean, what does that say for the Intercontinental Championship? I mean, is that going to be more highly sought after? What do you think?
I mean, it instantly gets a boost in, like, credibility, because now it's the biggest title that's around all the time now. I mean, you could make an argument between that and the U.S. champion. Still, I would put the Intercontinental title above it, and maybe it'll shine more light on the mid-card guys. Like, all the top guys will probably still keep clamoring for the number one contendership, I guess it would be now, for the Brock Lesnar's title. But it definitely creates more mystique around the Intercontinental.
No, exactly. I mean, we could be seeing more number one contender matches, which is a refreshing thing if they do it. And you know, whether they book the Intercontinental higher than the U.S. Remains to be seen. But I mean, if we're going based on who's champion, maybe the U.S. title might be more sought after the way they book things, because Sheamus is kind of.
I totally forgot Sheamus was the United States champion. I'm clamoring to myself, thinking, "Who's the champion? Who's the champion?" Sheamus, that's it.
He wasn't even on the pay-per-view. Was he a lumberjack even in that match? I don't think I saw Sheamus on the whole pay-per-view.
No. It's where the U.S. title will get you, folks.
But, I mean, we also saw kind of on Raw, we don't know whether they're going to go with it or not, but there was almost hints towards a Dolph Ziggler-Randy Orton feud, potentially, with Ric Flair hanging out with Dolph Ziggler, and then Orton is confronting Flair. So maybe they do something there, and I mean that's a great way to have an awesome Intercontinental title feud between Ziggler and Orton. Are they going to go that direction? We don't know, but I think that would be a good start to elevating the Intercontinental title. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Side note: Dolph Ziggler won the Intercontinental title. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think any of us expected that. We thought with the Miz's new Hollywood Miz push that he's had, that he'd be keeping the title for a little while, but we got an unexpected win with Dolph Ziggler holding the championship, which is awesome. I mean, the guy absolutely deserves it, and I think people have been wanting to see him be used better, so this is great to see. And like I said, he could be jumping into a feud with Randy Orton, so we'll see. I hope so. I think that would be excellent.